This meeting is recorded. This meeting is being recorded and brought to you by Mountain Dew Amp Energy, the once best sponsor ever in NASCAR because they sponsor Dale Jr. We got Ricky Bobby, Tyler Lau, Dicka, and the Percy over there coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina. I am Mike Chaffee, Chaffstick, mchaffee55 on Twitter if you follow me there. Tyler, we broke down the trucks. We cashed in the NFL Showdown last night. Just a couple Conley catches away from cashing a comma, but we'll take it. That was the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen in my life, is him dropping all those balls, knowing that I had him 18% owned in the big lobby. So heartbreaking. But we live and we learn, and we're on to Xfinity, which is going to be Saturday night, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tyler, the contests aren't that great this week. It seems like you got to pay up to be in a big contest or kind of live the low stakes life with me. I found the quarter entry and the dollar entry lobbies to be the best bang for your buck, and then I'm going to throw a couple darts in there. But it doesn't seem like they're giving us the love on the Xfinity side that we're used to getting.
Yeah, I'm going to be more on the trucks and Cup than I am this week Xfinity, but we still got to do it. We like Xfinity enough to at least try. So
absolutely, absolutely.
And who should win this race also doesn't excite me, just like tomorrow's race. But we'll get to
that. Well, all right. Well, we'll get to that person. Penske boy, Ford boys, Penske boys up top. I know Briscoe technically isn't Penske's SHR, but they run pretty much the same stuff there.
absolutely.
Chase Briscoe, $11,600. He's getting the Moffitt treatment this week. Where are you looking at with Briscoe?
He's probably gonna win the race.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, just
that was quick.
yeah, and I hate it. Yeah, it's like Harvick tomorrow. Harvick's probably going to win tomorrow, and I hate that as well. I think he's going to be heavily owned. Briscoe is, as he should be. He won here earlier this year. I mean, great race. He's going to be one of the fastest cars for sure. They have pretty much the fastest three cars valued at the top three on the board, so it's going to be rough to pick this week.
Right. It is. Yeah, there might be a little bit of glitch there. Some work came up, but we are talking about Chase Briscoe this week, getting the Brett Moffitt method. He's your winner. He's your pick to win this race, Tyler. If you're making 20 lineups, man, how many is Chase Briscoe in of them?
15.
Wow. All right. I like it. I like it. So you don't think there's any chance that Mr. Cindric can ruin his day?
No, he definitely can. Cindric's the other 5.
Okay. None of them together?
It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, you're already down to $6,700 after you.
I might have a couple of those together, but yeah. I mean, when you go back and you watch earlier this year's race, and the cars that have been fast on these type of tracks this year, it's been Briscoe, Cindric, Allgaier, and Ross. And with that being said, Ross looked a lot better here during the day than he did when it went to a night race. So I'm kind of concerned with that. And Allgaier and Briscoe were definitely the class of the field when it came to the nighttime. So I like those picks. I think they're the chalky picks. I think they're going to be very heavily owned, which is why I'm not a fan of this slate really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's where we're at with those.
Yeah, Daniel Hemrick. Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. I feel like he's been there all year. But the silver lining is that 8 car made the owners championship chase. So they technically are still running for a championship, even though it's not the drivers championship. So that team does have a little bit of motivation. I'm honestly surprised with all the shit that Jeb Burton and Jeb Burton and Daniel Hemrick have dealt with in that 8 car. I can't believe they made the playoffs in the
it is surprising
in the owners championship. So I know he's super motivated. He's been on Sirius XM all week talking about how ready he is. He's got South Point on the car in Las Vegas. Is there any shot that Hemrick gives us a top 5 to validate $11,000?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. I had him in my notes when I was there earlier this year, and I was watching practice
Oh, cool.
as a decently paced car.
Cool.
And he was running pretty well, working his way to the front before he ran out of talent and ended up in the fence right in front of us. They're coming off of four.
Yeah.
So I like him as a pivot play there because I don't think he'll be very clicked with the people that are around him, very much clicked, but
Right.
I won't get there too often.
Okay. Mr. Allgaier, the alligator, starting third, 10,600. He's been on an absolute tear. He definitely has raced this track a million times in all different classes. Junior Motorsports seems to kind of be climbing the hill, kind of planting their flag next to Briscoe and Cindric. For me, him starting third scares the living shit out of me. Um, I look at the cars around him, starting around him or just right behind him, and I see them getting their way to the front, but I feel like you can never count Allgaier out at the same time.
No, no, you can't. We were on him a lot earlier in the year, and he let us down, and we've been on him a lot the past couple weeks, and it's paid off. So
If you were to rank the top five, including Gregson there, who are the bottom two? Like if you were, I said, Tyler, you have to rank Briscoe, Cindric, Hendrick, Allgaier, Gregson. How would you rank those guys?
Briscoe, Cindric, Allgaier, Hemrick, Gregson.
Okay. All right. So Gregson starting sixth,
But that
10,000.
that's my concern is that Gregson's starting sixth. Like, if he fades a little bit, it hurts badly.
Yeah.
You know, Hemrick would be a safer play. I know he's more expensive. Um, but Noah can always lead laps too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he'll stay out or take two tires and lead laps, and we won't
Yeah.
have him.
Your boy Ross Chastain starting fourth. I know you had him on a couple lists. You had him on your list from earlier in the year with practice and qualifying when you were out at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Starting fourth, 10,000 almost seems like a value if he can get there and lead some laps.
And he likes to. He likes to lead laps. Yeah, we watched that race earlier in the year, and he was really good during the day. And then it got rain delayed and went into the next day, and it was after the Cup race. And it just became, I don't know, the car got too tight on him, it looked like maybe, and he couldn't get it to rotate. And he ended up losing spots and didn't do as well at nighttime. So that kind of scares me. But at the same time, when it comes to Ross at tracks like Vegas this year, Ross has two top fives and two top tens. Nothing beyond a 10th place finish.
All right.
So
if he finishes in the top 10.
Yes. So we need fastest laps and laps led, though, to make him worth it starting fourth.
Right. When you look right below him, you see Boy Wonder, Justin Haley, another Colleague Racing car. It seems like Colleague Racing, if you throw everything out from previous playoffs, the farthest they ever made it was with Blake Cook a handful of years ago. It seems like they've had trouble making it out of this first round of the playoffs, but I see this year as all systems go Colleague Racing. This round of the playoffs is going to suit them really well with Talladega being in it as well, because I think they're going to have a wild strategy there. I really like Justin Haley starting 10th at $9,800. It's shocking to me how little love Justin Haley was getting in the beginning of the year. I remember playing him nonstop in the 6,000 range, just laughing at his low ownership because people were just so goddamn scared of him. Now here we are, Las Vegas, handful of races to go in the season, and they finally woke up to Justin Haley. So for some of you that have been playing Justin Haley all year, it might be hard to swallow this price tag, but starting 10th, man, the sky's the limit for him. I know he's going to get up on the wheel. I know he's going to go do it, and he wants to prove himself. I really like Haley starting 10th.
Yeah, but you got a Haley boner all the time.
I do. I do. It's the ownership. The ownership gives me the boners.
Okay, here's the deal with Haley. I don't hate it. I'll probably have a couple just because I do like them and him. I like Colleague. Um, I will tell you this year at races like or tracks similar to Vegas, including Vegas, he's had 2 top 10s and 2 top 15s. So that kind of scares me that he finishes where he starts and doesn't quite pay off. But he does have high upside. I mean, he
Right.
could get up there and finish, top 3 and maybe lead some laps. So
Yeah.
it's there. I think before I clicked Haley, I would click Burton or Jones, just based off of the fact that JGR cars are pretty fast on the 1.5 miles, and I'm looking
Yeah.
over here at the spreadsheet,
Yeah, they
and
really are.
and Brendan Jones has 1 win, 1 top 5, and 2 top 10s, and
Seems like he's always there at Las Vegas too.
yep, and Harrison Burton has 1 win, 2 top 5s, and a top 10.
So really, now that we're kind of breaking this down and getting into the nitty gritty, and talking with you, Burton and Jones are really the true values of this first kind of wave of players. I mean, how do you not just click Harrison and Burton and Brandon Jones there to just get 2 studs that are going to run you top 5, top 10? I mean, when you pay up for these other guys, you're getting into serious scrub zone and serious hold your breath and pray to the NASCAR gods that some of these guys down at the bottom pull it off for you. I mean, when you click Burton Jones, you're at 7,700, and you can actually make something work there. So that's something to keep in mind. And
Absolutely.
those are two Gibbs cars that are gonna be good off the trailer.
I also think that ownership with those guys are going to be on the lower side.
Yeah, because
Um,
everyone's gonna go Briscoe centric, right?
or Snyder. Look at Snyder right there, starting 32nd. The thing to keep in mind with Snyder is he's in the Sieg Motorsports car, the '93. He's not in the
Yeah,
'21.
yeah.
So
He's only there because of his starting spot.
yeah. So
Price
I
point.
don't know that I could get there. I really don't think I could get there actually.
Well, when you think about the the possibility of Myatt Snyder finishing 10th, okay, you just think about that for a second. I mean, there's Alfredo, Herbst, Annette, Jones, and Burton around him that I know will finish in the top 10. And I
Absolutely.
know that they have the cars, the pit crew, and the baseline a step ahead of that Myatt Snyder
Right.
vehicle.
Right.
Um, our boy, Brett Moffitt, 20th, $8,800. Man, I love Brett Moffitt, and I think it's amazing what he's doing in this O2 car. Starting 20th, where are you at with Moffitt? Obviously, Moffitt over Snyder, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I would Moffat over Snyder there. I really hope Snyder's the chalk that everyone takes that just completely lets
The
them down.
Dylan Lupton of the night.
Yeah. Yes, I really do. That's what I hope it is.
Yeah.
Brett Moffitt, not one of his better tracks. I have a hard time picking him in the trucks this week too, as well. But starting 20th, he could finish better than 14th, and that's all you would really need him to do at that price tag, I guess. I I almost would rather go Herbst maybe or a net, and the reason being is because there's like no way they're not going to finish top 10.
I am 100% on that. I'd rather have Alfredo, Herbst, and Net than Snyder or Moffitt.
Just so you know, Herbst has 4 top 10s out of 4 races on tracks similar to Vegas, including Vegas.
Gibbs car.
Gibbs Cup.
Playoff
Okay.
car.
Playoff
Playoff team, playoff crew chief, playoffs, and he's going to wreck Noah Gregson on Saturday night. So you can take that shit to the bank.
No, Snyder owes him one here. Snyder owes him one coming down the front stretch like he did to
I'll
him
take
earlier.
either of it. I think Noah Gregson, that shit's going to catch up to you eventually. You can only be so fast, so fast, so fast. The pasta machine, Alfredo. Yes, I know Alfredo is a sauce, but we call him pasta.
Call him Pasta.
Anthony Alfredo, Man, every track I've seen him run a mile and over, the dude is lighting it up.
Yeah.
Lighting it up.
I mean, he's really across the board lighting it up. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a great driver. That car's obviously good equipment. I mean,
yeah,
that team won the championship last year, essentially. So it's it's a good organization with a good
yeah.
driver, and they show up. My only concern is that he starts there and finishes there. And if that's the case, I'd probably rather go Riley Herbst, just because
The upside.
based upon stats, Herbst is the more a conservative,
Okay.
guaranteed top 10 pick.
Okay. And Gary Woodland is up next. I mean, Michael Annett.
Yes,
Um,
Michael Annett
he,
at
he's
8,200.
always between 7,800 and 82. He's always going to get you a top 10. He's a top 10 machine, 16 top 10s this year. Michael Annett finally starting 13th to give us that place differential for him to run 8th or 9th all night. Broke my heart last week, but I'm going back to the well again. Michael Annett, he is the man, and he
Yep,
can run the bottom, he can run the top. He's not scared. Been there, done that. Again, championship team,
yep,
championship pit crew, championship organization, good baseline setup with Junior Motorsports. There's no reason for you not to click Michael Annett this week.
agreed,
All right.
agreed. Same with the next guy.
Ryan Sieg.
I mean, I don't like Sieg as much as the next guy, and he usually fucks me every time I take him. But I watched him this year fuck me at Vegas, and I will not let it happen again. He ran up front. He was on a strategy alone by himself. He led laps. He was fast. He finished second, I believe, by the end of the night, and he was a fast car. And starting 12th at this price, I'm going to have a decent amount of him.
Now, I might be wrong on this, so I'm sorry to the few listeners watching this, but I read on Twitter, unconfirmed source, that this is another one of those old CGR cars. So, good chassis, good car. You know, I don't know what the motor is. I don't know what the drivetrain and stuff like that, but we've seen it with guys like Austin Wayne Self. They get a GMS chassis, they get a hand-me-down chassis, and it just speaks volumes to the driver to get that better equipment. Once again, starting 12th, I mean, he has a really good chance to get you a top 10.
Absolutely.
Next on the list.
No. Galding.
All right, so we're skipping Hill, skipping Clements, going to Galding.
Yeah, I can't do those two. You got anything that tells me otherwise?
I think Clements will run 15th to 20th, and I think Hill will finish 28th. So no.
All right. Galding.
He's been a DraftKings beast. If we had a sheet that we could show right now, a little graphic right here of just DraftKings points the last 4 weeks, I guarantee you he'd be up there. Starting 17th is right on that threshold of where you kind of feel comfortable. But I know for a fact that team has been around the block.
Oh, yeah.
And I know that team is going to show up. And I know that team is behind Gray Galding, too. They see something. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in this car so much. The thing I like about him out of the races that he does have 2 top 10s. One of those was a plate track, but he finished fucking second. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I know he can do it. I know that he has the fire inside of him. That might not mean much to most people, but when you look at sports like golf and like individual sports, not team sports so much, when you have a reason, when you have that fire, like a Daniel Hemrick doesn't have a ride next year.
Right.
The car's in the playoffs. He's in the best opportunity he can be in Xfinity. You have that chip on your shoulder, that fire. Gray Galding, dude, he was eating Cheetos watching the Bristol, the first Bristol race of the year. Now he's running Bristol last week, and he's running Daytona. He's doing this shit. He wants to be doing it full time. I'm gonna take my stabs on Galding, and take my chances and let him ride, because when you think back to earlier when we clicked Burton Jones to get those Gibbs cars, 7,700 left over. You slap in a Gray Galding, and you're back up to 8K.
Yep.
Where you can get some shit there. go Seaganet, do whatever the hell you want to do there. But I'm with you. So next is Brendan Brown,
Our boy,
Brandon Brown,
Brandon
Coastal
Brown.
Carolina, baby. Um,
He was in the winning lineup earlier this year here.
was he?
He was.
I like that.
He was.
Brandon Brown, man, I think he's got some new cars coming online. I think the team is moving in the right direction. And the starting spot scares the living shit out of me because he'll probably run 15th. But if any of those guys get mixed up there, if you have a Briscoe, if you have a Cindric, if you have someone who takes a hit and gets that negative place differential, he's going to slide right in there. And I know he's going to run the race, and I know he's not going to be the guy 2-3 laps down. If he does go a lap down, he'll probably get the lucky dog back. He's starting with good track position. This is a track where surprisingly a lot of drafting and a lot of on throttle time happens. I don't know, man. Out of 20 lineups, I might have 1 or 2 Browns just to get. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Right underneath Brown, you get into the scrub zone of guys that are just going to really kind of tilt you all night long because they're either going to run right where they're at or you're going to get a couple accidents to where they're going to get moved up. The only way that anyone below
Jesse Little.
Yeah. The only way that anyone below Brennan Brown stays on the lead lap and stays within the realm of the leaders if there's a lot of cautions.
Absolutely.
And I'm not – he's
But
probably –
Jesse Little's going to finish 14th.
Yeah, he probably will. And, you know, and I'm okay with that too. But Brandon Brown's that threshold of where anyone below them, I'm really – my butt's puckering, clicking them and putting them into my lineups.
I concur, except Jesse Little.
Yeah, and I can get behind Jesse Little because even Jesse Little's starting behind Tommy Joe this week. So I'm going to run down a list, and you tell me if you agree or disagree. LeBay, I'm not touching. Vinnie Miller, if I have to. Austin Hill, if I have to. Parsons, I'm not touching. Tommy Joe, I'm not touching. I don't like Fincham. I don't trust Weatherman. BJ McLeod will always have a soft spot in my heart. I'm not touching Joe Graff Jr. Williams, I mean, if I'm down here, gun to my head, I will. But Jesse Little starting 24th for sure. I'm pretty sure he ran 15th here earlier in the year. I don't feel comfortable with Curry. Jeffrey Earnhardt starting with a 1 in front of his name, so I don't like that. And then everyone else down here, I really, really, really don't like. I don't trust. I can't get behind any of them. Gun to my head, Mike, you have to choose 3 of these drivers. I will go Little, I will go Austin Hill, and I will go BJ McLeod. That's me personally. You might be different there watching this video, but that's me personally. The cars I just named are cars that are in the field every week. They're not start and park cars, and they finish races, and they're really good in the points comparative to all these other guys here.
The only one I would change from what you said was Graff Jr.
Okay.
And the reason why is he has 1 top 15, 2 top 20s.
Okay.
And 1 top 30 at tracks similar to Vegas.
Well, that will help me get the lineups that I want to build. Joe Graff Jr., Jesse Little, Raise Hill, Praise Dale up top.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. That's exactly what
All right, so let's do that real quick since we have everyone here. Let's go Joe Graff Jr. And where's Mr. Little? And Jesse Little. 9,700 left after that. 9,725. So we're going to scroll back up to the top here. 97. I'm going to go with Michael Annette. And I'm going to go, that leaves us with 10,200 left over. I'm going to go Haley, which gives us 10,400. I don't really like that. I'm going to go Brendan Jones, which gets me Austin Cindric. So that lineup has $200 left over. That is Michael Annett, Austin Cindric, Joe Graff, Justin Haley, Brendan Jones, Jesse Little. Jesse Little's going to finish in the top 20 for us. Brendan Jones going to get us the top 5. Haley's going to finish in the top 10. Joe Graff, Lord willing, will finish ahead of that 27th starting spot. Cindric in this lineup is going to be our laps leader and winner. And Michael Annett's going to give us a top 10 as well. That's a lineup with all guys that can finish ahead of where they're starting, which is what we want and how we want to move forward. I'm going to load that one in real quick because surprisingly, I like that a lot. Hang on a sec. And then we're going to do the same thing and try to get Cindric. Or I'm sorry.
Hey, before you make that, your winning lineup from earlier this year was as follows: Briscoe, Gregson, Sieg, Brown, Little, Fincham. Now,
where's Fincham?
Fincham is in the 66 car. We don't take him.
Wow, you can get that lineup.
Yeah, but Fincham's in the 66 car. He's going to park it.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
He's not in the 13 car.
Well, I can get Austin Hill.
There you go.
So that lineup, to get us as close as we can to earlier in the year, that is Briscoe, Brown, Gregson, Little, Sieg, and Austin Hill. You can pivot there. I took out Fincham and put in Hill. That leaves you 600 over if you're not feeling too comfortable with the Brennan Brown. That gives you 7,900, and you can prey on any of those guys to get you something. You can go Greg Galding there, which is all right. I can take that. And I tell you, it's funny you say that that's the winning lineup because I got to be honest with you, I wouldn't load that lineup to save my fucking life.
You're talking about Graff and Little.
Yeah. I'm talking about the winning lineup from earlier this year.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Little, Graff, 97.25 left over again. I'm just going to go ahead and click Briscoe. That gives us $9,100 left. And I'm going to go Herbst, Alfredo.
The pasta.
And I'm going to go Haley. So this gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. This gives us 4 guys in the top 10 and 2 place differentials with Little and Graff leaves you $500 left over. That's Alfredo, Briscoe, Graff, Haley, Herbst, and Little. I like that one. That's probably the most comfortable I've been loading a Xfinity lineup in a while. Chalky McChalkerson lineup. Let's do Hemrick. Let's do Snyder. 7,400 left over.
Oh, you're not doing chalky. You're doing place differential.
Yeah, Chalky McChalkerson place differential express. All right, so Hemrick, Hill, McLeod, Snyder gives us 8,700 left over. Already not liking where this is going. Oh, man. Place differential. I feel like we have to have Briscoe in this lineup to lead us to laps.
Yeah, I told you that.
So I'm going to go Briscoe. All right, so place differential extravaganza lineup. Joe Graff, Hemrick, Austin Hill, BJ McLeod, Myatt Snyder, Chase Briscoe. $100 left over for ultimate place differential jizz explosions.
Are you ready for BJ McLeod to pass 4 races like Las Vegas?
Yeah, I really am because I love my BJ.
He's had 1 top 30, and
it only gets better from there. I hope.
And 3 back 30s.
Oh God! All right, take BJ out of that lineup.
I'm just trying to help, dude.
Yeah, well, I love setting my quarters on fire, so. Oh, man. Oh, God. All right. Well, then.
I'm telling you, the only plays down there are really Little and Graff, and then Austin Hill. And maybe Parsons if you want to get fancy.
Yeah, it just depends on which Parsons is going to show up. If he was starting any,
Well, my concern is the car, really.
yeah,
That's my concern. It's the 78 car. That's why I'm concerned with taking him.
yeah.
I think he could drive decently enough to beat better than that position. I just don't think the car is better enough than that
All
position.
right, check out this lineup:
All right, I'm listening.
Alfredo, Annette, Briscoe, Herbst, Austin Hill, Jesse Little.
So you got one lap leader.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna take.
You need two, dude.
I need two lap leaders this week.
You need
I don't.
two.
I have no fucking clue how you can do that. All right, I'm gonna
I
go
got
back
one.
down here. I'm gonna do Gibbs. Let's go all Gibbs. Leaves us with 7,500 left, and I'm gonna do your Graph Little. And I'm stuck at Cindric again. So this lineup, $200 left over, is Harrison Burton, Austin Cindric, Riley Herbst, Brandon Jones. Four guys that are going to run inside the top 10 for you, with Joe Graff and the Little, the plays down low.
I don't dislike that.
So technically, if I had to fight it out in a quarter law, I'd say there's three lap leaders in that lineup.
There could be.
Could
There
be.
could.
Could be. I'd fight it.
There could be. I got one for you.
All right, go.
But you can't tell anybody.
Okay. No one watches this anyway, so we're good.
Yeah, I know. So we're fine. All right. But this is a winning lineup.
All right.
Graph, Little.
All right, hang on. I should have known that's where we were going here. Hang on. All right.
Briscoe, Cindric.
Oh, all right.
Annette,
Yes.
Galding.
Talk to me, Daddy. I really, really, really like that lineup.
Yeah, how do you not?
I wish there was a put a house on a lineup. So you stacked the top two guys.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's
If
really
there's 100 of those and we have 100 views on this video, I know something wrong happened.
or if it wins the big lobby.
Yeah.
Wow, man, I like that a lot. I think that's where you got to be really to try to do this here.
Well, I mean, because if you break it down, if Graf finishes 20th, he gets you 30 points. Okay. If he finishes 18th, it's 34, so on and so forth. So he could easily run. Give me a second. Let me look him up. I had him just over here. He could run. Where are you at, Graf? All right. He has, I did mention this earlier. He has one top 15 and two top 20s, one top 30. So chances are he's going to at least progress. It's just how much.
right.
Okay. With that being said, we hope for an 18th at 34 points, $5,700 money. Anything above that is just cake on cake. Jesse Little, he's had two top 15s, one top 20, and one back 30. So chances are he's going to move up as well, starting 24th. If he finishes 14th like he did earlier in the year, 38 points. We'll take it.
Yeah, we sure will.
Annette, like we talked about, finished top 10. He should get you 40-plus points. Briscoe, Cindric, hopefully will be the lap leaders, get you 80-plus each. And then Greg Galding finishes 9th or 10th and gets you 45, 50 points. We're in.
I'm in. I like that. I can get behind that 110%. I can't argue with that. I like that a lot, and I really think that that's the play. I mean, I don't see any other reason not to think so.
All my lineups are going to look very similar to that.
Okay.
So I don't really have a core per se, other than Graff and Little
Okay.
and Briscoe.
All right, well, slap a net in there. Slap a net in there. Let's see where that core 4 leaves you here. So hang on. Briscoe, Annette.
Yeah, you got 95.50 average for 2.
Briscoe, Annette, Graff, Little. Yeah, 95.50. You can go to fucking town with that.
Yep.
For me, it's Brendan Jones and Harrison Burton.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. Look at that.
For me, that's the simple, most balanced approach that you can make there. You can pay up and pay down if you want, but that is where I am at. If you enjoyed this video, please make a comment below. Let us know that you're watching.
If you use this info and make money, share it.
Share your lineup, share your questions, share anything you got for us here. Make sure you check out the write-up. If you don't enjoy videos, Tyler has uploaded the write-up to the website. I think, right? You good?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now.
Everything's good. We got showdown slates. We got NASCAR, PGA, and Robert Rock, who is just an absolute stud. So enjoy it. Good luck tonight in the trucks. Go Christian Eckes. Go Austin Hill. And for the love of God, Austin Wayne Self and Spencer Davis, just be yourselves, and we will go cast.
Huge.
Have a good weekend. Be on the lookout for the Cup Series video. That'll be coming. And let's go. Fire up the Kevin Harvick train.
That's right.
All right, guys. Peace out.